Let's get started today. I'm Janine Sparks. If you haven't met me yet, I am the new current Executive Director of the Oxford Chamber of Commerce. I personally want to thank everyone for being here and being a part of our Oxford Chamber. For 75 years, the Oxford Chamber has been here to support your businesses, to help make valuable connections, and drive economic growth. As many of you know, Amy retired and I took over in early November. I had to hit the ground running. I had only a few short weeks to plan our Oxford Community Parade. I'm especially grateful to my dear friend Karen, who's working check-in right now. She volunteered to help, and together we were able to pull together 40 parade entrants and over 800 people in our parade. And despite the cold, the streets were lined with participants. During this time, I found this lovely sign in our office, and I started realizing that I was unfamiliar with some of the businesses in the chamber. And I felt that if I didn't know what they did, there was a good chance that a lot of others were unfamiliar as well. So, thus, the member spotlights were born. My first interview was November 13th with Hillary Howell at the Apothecary. And since then, we've done 92 member businesses that have been spotlighted on our communications. I have a lot more to go. We currently have 195 members, and we're growing. The Spotlight effort has led to growth in followers, engagement, and also in membership. So please do continue to like, comment, and share. In a few short months, we've welcomed 18 new members to the Chamber. We've brought back many lapsed members, and we've continued to grow our participation in networking events. The energy in this room before I started talking definitely reflects that momentum. As we look ahead, our focus is on both growth and engagement. We want to continue to increase our membership, to deepen sponsorship partnerships, and continue to strengthen our voice for business. Most importantly, we want every member to see value in being a chamber member, whether that's through visibility, referrals, or meaningful relationships. We have numerous events coming up and more ribbon cuttings to be added soon. Please be sure to attend these events and support your fellow businesses. My call to action is this. This chamber is only as strong as the engagement behind it. So please attend events, sponsor intentionally, volunteer to be an ambassador or on another committee. Send me some of your promos or events so we can include them in our newsletter. And if I haven't visited or spotlighted your business yet, don't wait. Send me your availability. This is your chamber. Please do not hesitate to make suggestions. Just don't be surprised if I ask for your help or call on you to help to implement those new ideas. With that, I want to thank our gracious host, Independence Village. We have several representatives here today. And our silver sponsor, McLaren, who continues to support the Oxford community in numerous ways. I'd also like to say thank you to our tabletop sponsors, the View Newspaper Group and Advanced Carpentry, who supported this event. Thank you sincerely. Before I turn the floor over to Jeff Rowe, I would like to introduce our 3 8th grade volunteers, if you could please stand. Collectively, these gentlemen have worked a total of 75 hours since mid-November. I'm very grateful for the help that they've provided thus far. I can't thank you boys enough. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce our Chamber Board President, Jeff Rowe.
Thank you, Janine. For me, I guess I had this opportunity to do this before during COVID. So it was a fun time to be the chamber president in that aspect. As Janine was saying, we have a lot of different aspects that we're looking to do new, right? We have a new director. We've actually added a lot of new board members in an overall aspect. We have some leadership that's returned from the chamber board. And from that aspect, could I please ask all of our board members to stand up, and I'll do an introduction for everybody in that aspect. Our vice president is Walter Bargan with Choice One Bank. Our treasurer is Pastor Ben Spalding with Journey Lutheran. Secretary, misspoke. Secretary is Pastor Ben. Treasurer is Jason Carter with Carter Hardwood Flooring. Our trustees are Natalie Jerkovich with Brick Financial Group, Mary Pytel, where did she sneak off to, with Vibe Credit Union, Brian Burney with the Burney Directive, and he's also the creator of the whole new website that worked with Janine on. So make sure you check it out and give them a review, because I'm very proud of the website and where everything's at in that aspect. We have a couple board members who aren't able to attend due to conflicts. We have Mickey Ross with Excel Cleaning and Melissa King with Mainstream Boutique. All right, so again, we're trying to grow everything in that aspect. We're trying to get the ambassador group growing. We're looking for individuals who want to take a leadership role in their community and want to see their businesses be successful, right? There's two options when you join the chamber. You can put a window sticker up in your door and nothing really ever happens of it, or you can get involved in doing different things. So I'll use myself as an example. I've been in the chamber now since 2019. I'm an Oxford grad. I felt like I knew a lot of people in Oxford, thought I knew a lot of businesses in Oxford. Once I got involved with the chamber, I've met way more people than I ever realized what was going on. Built different relationships with people. We run a couple different networking groups where we've been together since COVID in that aspect, and people have built a lot of referral sources and business relationships and go-tos in that aspect. So if you know of anybody in the community who wants to get involved, we actually even have a family membership. So if somebody who doesn't own a business in town but wants to give back and help with an event, I head up our golf committee. I'm willing to take volunteers at any time. So anybody wants to raise their hand, more welcome to go in that aspect. But the goal for 2026 is to grow. Make our businesses prosper, provide additional value, and navigate anything that happens along the way in that aspect. So I'm handing off to Joe Medor.
Do you want to introduce Dan and Raven?
All right, what?
Dan Bukowski and Raven.
From our ambassadors, we have Dan Bukowski with Genesis Credit Union.
And Raven.
And Raven, who was at check-in earlier as well. Sorry about you guys. I know most of the ambassadors weren't able to attend, but this is going to be a growing group. So look for them to get involved, do introductions and everything from that realm. So, Joe, here you go.
Thank you, Jeff. Good morning, everybody. Janine, thanks for putting this together yet again, and Jeff, for your work with the chamber as well. For those who don't know, I'm the village manager here in Oxford, and as Jack says, we're all Oxford, but if you have there's two different offices to go to. Ours is right off West Burdick in town. If you need something from our end of downtown area, come by and stop and see us. We have four of our council members here tonight, or this morning as well. We have Council President Kelsey Cook, Allison Kemp, Regina Knock, and Ashley Ross. So we get a lot of support from them. I do, our community does, and their attendance here is nearly every year we try to get them here, and it works out great. Appreciate it. Got a lot of great speakers, so I'm gonna try to be quick. One thing I want to mention, for several years now, we've been tearing up our streets, putting water main in, and we won't be doing that this year, so it's gonna be a little easier on traveling through town. We got some restoration to do on the last couple projects we've had, but nothing major tearing up the town like we've had in the past. We might do a little bit of paving out in Oxford Lakes, but we'll see what the budget says about that. We have a little bit of work done by Daniel Axford Elementary to do at an intersection at Lincoln Mechanic. Should be relatively quick though. Behind the car wash, the new car wash at the south side of town, they're buying Bigby's. There's that South Washington Triangle that we've called it. That project should be starting relatively soon. The State Eagle Department has already approved some of their permits for sanitary and sewer. That's 32 condo units going to be built back there, and that's what's been vacant property for hundreds of years, I'm told. It's really nothing ever been there. So it'd be nice to get that built out. The former Hampton Block property over by the post office, if you're not familiar where that is, it's been looking pretty decrepit for many of years. New owners a few years ago, we did issue a demo permit, and we had thought they were going to get it knocked down and cleared out by the winter. They didn't quite get there, of course, but hopefully soon that will be taking place. We can at least get it cleared off and turn it into a nice, ready-to-build development piece. The owners aren't sure; they don't have any solid plans what to do with it. It's zoned multifamily. We're looking and hoping for some townhouses or something like that, something close to town where people can walk downtown, enjoy the downtown. One thing we will be doing towards the end of summer, September, October timeframe, is taking our water tower out of service for at least a month or so to have people go up inside and sandblast and paint the whole interior of the tank. So you won't see the work going on until we do the outside a few years down the road. But they will take all the antennas on top at the wires that go up the middle. They'll take those wires out and they have to drape them over the side because they can't stay in there. So there might be some interruption in your service if you use AT&T, because that's what the towers are for. Speaking of AT&T, on the east side of town, they're going through and disturbing a lot of streets and right-of-ways in front of people's yards, but they're running fiber optics. And if you're aware of the fiber optics and how much better that is for your internet and streaming, especially for those who work at home and things like that, or have kids eating up all your data, they'll continue to do that. And other communities or companies are coming through town as well to try to upgrade the internet service to town. All we do is kind of help them make sure they're staying where they need to stay. Those aren't our projects, but they're continuing. Vinny's Brunch is a vacant spot downtown, the old party store, just south of the intersection on the east side, 18 South Washington. We've been working with them, and that's been an eyesore if you've seen it over the years. And they have plans for a new 2-story building there and stuff. It's not quite ready. They have some other issues to deal with. It has to go to site plan approval yet for the planning commission. But we're excited to see that old building come down and a new building go up. Hopefully that stays on track and can get done yet this summer. Other than that, we don't have a whole lot going on. Our DPW has some new snowplow trucks and snow equipment, so not this winter, because hopefully it's over, but by next winter we'll be in better shape to even do better on our roads, because they do a great job now, but we have some new equipment, some better ways to deal with it next year. So that being said, that's all I have. I'll try to keep it short and sweet, because I know you have a lot of great speakers coming. So thank you everybody for coming out.
Thanks, Joe. Thank you, Chamber members, for having me today to present a snapshot of what Oxford Township, the Charter Township of Oxford, is some news and information. But first of all, we have most of our crew here today, and I'd like them to stand up. These are the face of the township that you work with every day, whether you call or come in or talk to. They're all here. If you just stand up, I won't embarrass you all, and I will if you don't stand up. But anyways, I want to start with, Oxford Township remains fiscally responsible, and these are part of the people that hold that near and dear to their hearts. In 1978, a millage was passed to operate Oxford Township at 1.41 mils. We have not increased our millage. In fact, it's decreased due to the Headley Act over the past 20 years, 30 years. It's now down to 0.8685 mils. That's less than a mil that we charge to property tax to run the township. And the reason for that is some of the cost savings ideas and efficiency process that these people have implemented in our township daily, and I'm a driver of that, and they are the instigators of it, and they get it done. The township continues to grow. We have had in 2025 almost 1,100 new building permits. That's only 37 new homes. Well, what happens is people are continuing to invest in their homes. It raises our assessed value to almost $1.2 billion. That's quite a significant growth in the past 20 years. Infrastructure improvements, right now currently we're doing a water main on Seymour Lake Road, the south side to Sanders. It's looping one of our water mains and building integrity into the system, making it safer for the homes, for the chief to fight the fires. And it also allows us to gradually extend our safety path out to Sanders Road. Now, from Sanders Road to the park is the goal in the master plan, so we continue to work on that. For the businesses, we are constantly reviewing our ordinances. What will be in front of the Township Board this Wednesday night, the 11th, we are changing one of our ordinances, amending it to allow retail sales in our office zone districts. And what that means is instead of having to go to the zoning board and having your zoning changed to comply with having retail sales, we're changing the ordinance. So it helps the businesses become part of Oxford. Grants and donations. Our grants and communications manager, CJ's taking my picture right now. You'll probably see it on dartboards around the town. CJ works diligently. Over the years since CJ's hired in with us, he's garnered over $3.5 million in donations and grants from county, state, local, private, business. People have been donating to pocket parks. One is Levi's Link Pocket Park on Lakeville Road on the Pollyant Trail. That's a small park that's being funded by donations, and CJ just captures these donations and gets it done. He's been working with the state DNR. I don't know how many of you have ever done that yet, but it's taken almost a year to get the easements acquired. But his donations are growing, and if you feel a need to give, you can meet with CJ after this meeting. He's also done the historical marker program throughout the village and the township. These are boulders donated by our gravel companies, and then the bronze plaques that are on there call out significant historical events and people that came and formed Oxford Township. So kudos to that. When you're walking around, look at these monuments, and just remember that was all one person that had a passion towards helping it out. I know this year, 2026 elections, there are 2 elections, and our clerk's office has been working diligently to streamline this process and save money. The clerk's department, with the increase in absentee ballots, has went from 7 precincts down to 5. And I don't know, it's about $3,500 in wages that are being saved, supplies, but it's also in 2028, they would have to purchase and save, we're saving $24,100, not having to purchase those 2 equipments for those precincts that they've eliminated. So kudos to the clerk's department. They work diligently in registering voters, cemetery plot sales. Just go in and see them. They're great people, fun to work with. The primary goal of all the elected officials in the township is to be fiscally responsible with your money. Our board chose to have the township update its operating systems to a software BSNA cloud. This system, spearheaded by Sarah Davis of the Treasurer's Department and Deputy Danielle Smith, the initiatives they've taken very seriously has shortened the time of implementation by 10 months. So we should be right on top of that system. Starting about mid-April, we'll be rocking and rolling and ready to go. Before I get that sign up, you guys. In closing, Oxford Township continues. All the elected officials are working together to help guide our growing community, making it easier for our businesses to do business in Oxford. We remain great stewards of Oxford Township financials. So anytime you have a question, a concern, a problem, a suggestion, a positive, call. Don't go on social media and do it. Call me. Call our office. Call anybody. We're all willing to talk with you, take your emails, and we respond. So after that, I thank you all for having me today, and welcome.
Well, good morning, everyone. Oh, this is nice. I'd like to first thank the Oxford Chamber for inviting me. And it's a privilege to be here. My name is Lakita Henderson. I'm the District Director for the Small Business Administration, a federal agency. My responsibility is the entire state of Michigan, along with my staff. I don't get an opportunity to get out too often, although I'm supposed to, because I spend your taxpayer dollars as if they were mine. So I'm tight. So I have a team that goes out and deploys our services. Actually, the young man holding up the camera, taking a picture of me, Brandon Adolph, this is actually his territory. So if anyone after our conversation wants to, after this meeting, wants to speak with us, just know that although I leave, he stays. He's always working around this community to touch small businesses, to provide support or whatever else you may need. So what does the SBA do? Well, let's break up. Let me get some confusion. The SBA is a federal agency. We are not SBAM, the Small Business Association of Michigan. SBAM, ran by Brian Calley, is an advocacy agency. We administer all the resources that Congress funds us to do. At this time, our 28th administrator is Kelly Loeffler. She is a member of the Trump administration. We were started in 1953. We're coming up on our 73rd anniversary. Our job is to deploy services to the small business community and work with partners, collaborators, economic development organizations to get to you, the small business owners, entrepreneurs, those who are dreaming or have an idea, to help you make your dreams come true, whether that may be starting, growing, recovering, or expanding. So I know that some of you may have heard that there was a large transformation or reorganization in the federal government. As a direct result, we did lose 54% of our staff, but our field staff, those that connect with you on a daily basis, has been robust, continues to be, and so it's important that our office strategically goes out and makes sure that the cuts that were made don't impact you. And part of that, the Trump administration has made sure that we know that SBA will continue to do what we do best, what's in our comfort zone, and that's working with you one-on-one to get you to where you need to be. And along with that, some other things you may have heard was brought about Made in America, and that is an initiative to shore up our manufacturing sector, because we all know that they've been suffering. Many were going overseas to get the supplies they need because the supply chain here is not as robust as it should be, or it's too expensive. So the administration has put in place those onshoring portals to help small businesses reach other small businesses. We have expanded our access to capital. Yes, SBA does not lend money, but we work with lenders to deploy some of our programs that we can offer guarantees for. So if you're in a need of access to capital, you don't have to, oh, I can't go there. All I need is 10,000, I need 5,000. We have programs for that as well. Those are called our microloans. So I always say, I believe that SBA is the catalyst, and to all others, it flows. We are the start. Come to us and we will get you to where you need. We have a network of organizations that work with us. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of the Small Business Development Centers. We have women's business centers. We have a veterans business outreach center, and we have SCORE. Those are what we call our resource partners. They are funded by us. They are funded by us to help you be great. We give them money to sit down with you, because when you go and meet with them, you don't have to write a check. You don't have to pay for their services because you've already paid for them through your tax dollars. So keep that in mind. There are many organizations out there who do what we do, and they're fantastic at doing it. But if you want to save a little money, start with SBA, and I can guarantee you that most of the things you need or are looking to do, you can do within our resource network at little to nothing. Now, another thing I do have to say is grants. Many people believe that we do grants. We do not. The grants that we gave was during COVID pandemic. We had a lot of those grants that you didn't have to pay back. SBA grants organizations funding to work with small businesses. We don't go direct to an entity or direct to an organization or even a person. We'll put out a solicitation if we have an idea about something we want to do, and then we'll take in applications, and then whoever is awarded will then receive that grantee. The only direct grants that we work with is through our STEP grants, our SBIR, and that's our technology and innovation and research. So remember, if you need funding, you can come to us for loans, but in terms of direct grants, we don't provide those. So I had a speech. It was on this phone. My daughter said, "You need to be cool. Stop carrying papers with you and put it on your phone." And I can't even read when it's so small, so that was not a good idea. I should have been up here flipping. So I'm going to close for now, but I hope I've covered enough information to give you a smidgen of what we do, what we can do. And I hope that after this, you'll be seeing much more of us. Thank you.
I had to stop and pay my respects to Jack Curtis. So my name is Dom Holmes. I am the Director of Economic Development for Oakland County, and I'm so pleased to be with you this morning. Very pleased to get the invite. Thank you for that. I did take the liberty of writing my remarks down because nobody wants to hear me ramble for what will be longer than 8 minutes, I'm sure. But getting started here, so whenever I get the opportunity to visit Oxford, I'm reminded that communities like this are the reasons Oakland County's communities, its economy are so strong and resilient. Oxford represents something important in our county. Places where strong local businesses, certainly strong civic leadership, and community pride come together to create real momentum. Ask anybody on my staff. We have a lot of folks from Oxford represented in the Oakland County staff, and they sing the praises of this community and all the folks here that make it, what it is. And this year is especially meaningful as Oxford celebrates its 150th anniversary. I think we should pause and celebrate that if we can. So to me, that milestone says something about staying power, right? Communities don't thrive for 150 years by accident, right? That's because of you. All of you in this room make that happen. It takes generations of people investing in their downtown, supporting local businesses as we are here today, and believing in the future of their community. Oxford has also built a reputation that extends far beyond its borders. It's a Purple Heart community. Which reflects the values and respect this community has for those that have served our country, something that is very, very important and something that cannot be forgotten. It's also home to companies like Vaughn Hockey and Barron Industries, companies that Oakland County is engaged with, and certainly all of you have. Businesses that demonstrate the diversity and strength of Oakland County's economy. From advanced manufacturing to global brands rooted in local communities, very, very important work, and certainly putting Oxford on the large stage. But what really stands out about Oxford is not that it's a place people pass through, it's a place people choose to visit, explore, and experience. Our county recently completed a tourism diagnostic looking at how we grow Oakland County's visitor economy. Now, you probably wouldn't know it, but Oakland County, in terms of visitor spend, sees about $3.3 billion of spend per year. That's an incredible figure, one that you wouldn't think, right? But that's what our analysis uncovered. And Oxford showed up as one of the communities with real potential as a destination, right? There's already a lot of activity here, but we see increased activity in the future. When people come here, they find a walkable downtown, unique local businesses, access to outdoor recreation like the Pollyant Trail, something that we all love, and the kind of an authentic community atmosphere that travelers increasingly look for. That combination, great places, great businesses, and great experiences is what builds local economies today. And Oxford is already demonstrating that through the work of the Downtown Development Authority. I want to give those folks a round of applause for all the work that they've done to make this place a destination. So their work in conjunction with the Main Street program in Oakland County, they're maintaining the Main Street Oakland County accreditation, which is no small feat. If you've ever been through that process or observed that process, it's a lot of work. It takes weeks and weeks of work rounding up all types of documentation, being able to evidence things that you've done to meet the standard of a national Main Street program, but also bringing elected leaders and community leaders to the table to talk about why Oxford is a special place. It's essentially a national stress test of a downtown's economic health and organization, and this community passes with flying colors. Communities that maintain that accreditation are demonstrating strong partnerships, strong leadership, and an improvement mindset that cannot be understated. It's extremely important. Oxford also recently won the Spirit of Main Street Award, recognizing the We Are Community initiative. I'm sure a lot of folks in this room are familiar with that, and if you're not, please go look at it. That effort really captures what makes places like this special. It shows that economic development isn't just about buildings and infrastructure. It's about the people who bring life to a community. All the folks in this room, all your loved ones who are doing that every single day. We're seeing the impact of that work in very practical ways. The DDA Sign and Facade Grants Program, including support for murals and public art, are helping businesses reinvest in their storefronts and create downtown environment that attracts visitors and encourages people to stay longer. And that matters because we know something important about placemaking. When communities invest in the look, feel, and experience of their downtowns, business growth follows. At the county level, we want to continue supporting that momentum. One of the ways we're doing that is through a new placemaking grant program that will help match funding provided by the state through the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. These grants are specifically designed to help communities like Oxford accelerate projects by improving public spaces, supporting local businesses, and strengthening downtown districts. So you can expect to hear more about that program as the weeks go on. When we combine those investments with the work already happening here, the work being done by you, not by us, from infrastructure improvements to small business support, we start to see a powerful formula grow. Because the future of economic development isn't just about attracting companies, it's about strengthening the places where people want to live, work, start businesses, and spend time. Oxford is showing how that works to the rest of our communities. It's a community with deep roots, innovative businesses, as I mentioned earlier, a strong downtown, and leaders who understand the importance of collaboration. So as Oxford celebrates 150 years, I think the real story is not just about the past, it's about the trajectory moving forward. The investments being made today in placemaking, tourism, infrastructure, and entrepreneurship are positioning Oxford to remain one of the standout communities in Oakland County for the next 150 years. And from the county's perspective, we're proud to be a partner in that work. Thank you for everything you're doing to support local businesses, strengthen your downtown, and keep Oxford moving forward, keeping Oakland County and the rest of our region on the map. Thank you for that. Stand up here to receive our next speaker. A gift for me?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I had to ask.
Nope, not for you, sorry. Well, Dom, you took away all of my my good work, but I love it because then I don't have to say anything up here. That's fantastic for me. Hello, everyone. I'm Kimberly Smith. I am the Executive Director of the Oxford DDA. I would like to say thank you to a couple people before I get started. Thank you, Janine and the Chamber, for having us here to speak. Jess Dickinson in the back, if you could just stand for a quick moment. She is my other half. Without her, we could not do nearly as much as we've been able to do or will continue to do. We do have some board members here. I saw Holly and Ashley. I don't know if we have any other board members here, but the DDA board is obviously integral in directing us where we should be going and helping to support us in crazy ideas that we may have. We have the Village of Oxford in the back. Obviously, you heard from Joe, and we have the council members as well, the township, Mr. Jack over here. So thank you for everyone. The DDA, we are a wonderful organization that helps to support. And so we help to bring people together. We help to work with a lot of different organizations. I know we have Thrive here. We've partnered with many times on training opportunities. We have different presenters that I see the faces through the crowd that we help to support our business owners. So really, what do we do and what are we focusing on? There's a couple key areas, and I brought some visual aids because I'm halfway through the presentation. You guys just ate. It's Thursday. It's rainy. I know you guys are feeling it. So, Jack, what does this bag say?
Shop small and local.
Shop small and local. So that is our key goal. Why are we here? We are here to help support our businesses, to help support the downtown. And how do we do that? The first way we do that is we help support businesses, and this is not something that we specifically do ourselves, but we help to support by making sure that we have unique and loved businesses within our community. So we have lovely coffee shops, we have unique places that people can't get anywhere else. So we have the bike shop, and please don't take offense if you're not noted here, just a couple things I actually found in my house. So Funky Monkey Toys, which I tend to go to quite a bit because I have children. So a busy storefront helps to bring people downtown. It's a destination. People want to come to our downtown perhaps for one particular reason, and then they see something cool and interesting, so then they continue walking. The second thing that we do, and probably what we're most known for, are our events. So people think DDA, they think events. And just a quick plug, we're helping to support an event this Saturday. It's called the Spring Fling. There'll be more information on our website and here. But what is the point of the events? Yes, they're fun. Yes, they're an opportunity to have people come down to share their time, to interact, to understand what our downtown does. But they're potential customers. So they are customers for your business. They may not show up in your doors that day, but they may come back and visit your doors another day. A third thing that we do is beautification. So the first image that someone has of our downtown creates the stage and sets the stage for their feeling about our downtown. So if you walk through a downtown or drive through a downtown that's looking a little less savory, you're probably not going to be inclined to stop in. If you're walking through a downtown, you feel good, you feel comfortable, you feel understood, this is your place, this is your village, they're going to come back over and over and over again. So how do you create that environment, that feeling within your business? How do we create it as a community? Infrastructure. We have gone through several projects over the last couple years regarding infrastructure. One of those is placemaking. We're creating spaces within the community to allow people to just take a breath. Go grab some food, grab a drink, play a game, sit around, look at the sunshine, let your kids run around and play. We have Washington Square, we have the courtyard, we have the patio, there's Centennial Park. We try and put programming around that can be done on anyone's own terms, or they can do it at an event or something of that nature. And that increases the dwell time within the community. So as they're sitting there thinking about their life choices, all of a sudden they can see, GravCap and say, you know what, my life choices have been wonderful. I'm going to go celebrate that. The next thing that we have offered supporting our business owners is training and development and networking opportunities. So one of the pictures I have here is around training. Oh, that's one of the trainings that we did through Thrive. was AI training, because that's a huge thing, right? So all businesses are either loving AI or they're terrified of AI. So I got my speaking notes from AI, which I'm not using, but it is a wonderful opportunity to partner with other organizations, with business owners that have specialty knowledge to help share that with their colleagues. So that's another thing that we help to support and offer our business owners. And then finally, promotions. One of the things that we do and we like to do is to help support not only our own events, which again is to try and bring traffic and people downtown to those businesses, but we also try and find other ways to help support promotions and business ownership type activities. So we have marketing materials, we have our Facebook page, our Instagram page. We also have our gift card program. And for anyone, just to keep things exciting for you today, we have a box. We'll have it over here at the table. On your way out, if you can put your business card in there, we'll do a raffle and you can win a gift card for the DDA. Not all of the businesses within our downtown participate in the gift card program. There's different reasons for that. We would love to see that grow. But that's just another way that we help to support bringing those dollars to our business owners to keep our downtown thriving and welcoming. So we want to thank you for your support over the last couple years. If you have any questions, you can reach out to Jess or myself. 2025 has been a year of growth and reorganization. 2026 is looking to take that to the next level, to develop and further improve what we do and make it even better. So thank you. As I pack up my belongings here. Oh, we have Chief. Top that one, Chief. You can-
I asked for it. I didn't do it.
Yes, you did. Where am I, over here? Thanks, Kim. We're always here to support the customers as they come into town, and we'll keep them slowed down as best we can. Thank you to the chamber. Janine, you're doing a great job. Thank you for having me and the rest of us here today. Independence Village, Brian, for your fantastic food. When I bring up food, that reminds me of a traffic stop back in the day that involves food. I pulled this car over, and this person I think, had been drinking because he almost caused an accident. When I pulled him out of the car to do some sobriety tests, I said, would you be able to state your alphabet from A to Z? Start at A, stop at Z? He said, yeah, I could do that just fine. Okay, well, good. When you're ready, go ahead and start and finish. Yeah, okay, A, B, C, D, 2, all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese. Okay, no, not the Big Mac song. I don't think they'll be serving that at the county jail. So, yes, maybe. So, that's one of many. I'll leave it there for right now. Talking about vintage and history and 150 for Oxford. America is also 250. Oxford PD, Oxford Village PD is actually 85 years old. We were established in 1941. Little history from us is from constables to marshals to night watchmen. Oxford PD became established in 1941. Tragically, in 1925, Oxford night watchman Jay Gould was gunned down while on foot patrol at the corner of Washington and Burdick. The individuals responsible were never brought to justice. Jay Gould was honored and buried in the Oxford Township Cemetery and remains our only fallen officer, thank God, to this date. He is honored at the Oakland County Memorial in Pontiac as well as Washington, D.C. Vern Schaaf became the first police chief, in which he purchased and equipped the first department police car and hired the first police officer by the name of Al Roberts. In 1948, Al Roberts would become the first police chief and serve as the longest chief in history for 25 years. In its history, Oxford PD implemented many programs and divisions: K-9 unit, motorcycle unit, mountain bike patrol, explorers, reserve program, Citizens Academy, DARE program, and dispatch services. Today, our department holds strong with 25 employees, including full-time, part-time, and reserves. We support many functions in town, ranging from Christmas parade, Memorial Parade, Homecoming Parade, concerts in the park, soup and sweet strolls, Witches Night Out, Scarecrow Fest, and many other functions that may pop up, including the local schools and parks and recreation. Traffic enforcement continues to keep us on our toes.
A recent study has shown that over 27,000 vehicles travel through downtown daily. Our department has enforced on average over 4,000 violations per year in response to over 5,000 calls for service, which was up 9% from the previous year. 55% of our traffic enforcement is dedicated to M24. We currently provide 2 officers per shift to take calls and enforce traffic enforcement. This department will continue to support all functions to the best of our ability. Although we can't rid the world of crime or traffic violations, we are determined to put one heck of a dent in it. I would like to add a specific traffic division and perhaps another full-time position. We plan to become a sponsor of a regional police academy to raise interest from our kids that may want to pursue a career in law enforcement. I want to build up our reserve program. So if anybody's interested or knows anybody that would like to become a reserve, have them contact me if they want to get back to the community. It's a good way to get back. And we could certainly use the help with all these events that we have in town. And another note I wanted to mention is we are going to do our second annual open house at the Oxford Police Department on April 25th from 11 to 2. So come on down, get a tour of the station. We're going to have pizza and refreshments, tour the station, and have out some goodies after you leave. So thanks again for having me. God bless everybody. Thank you. Lieutenant.
Won't use this against you.
They make a great breakfast here, don't they? Morning, everyone. I'm Lieutenant Scott Patterson with the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. I'm currently assigned as the substation commander at the Oxford Substation, have been since October 2010. The Oxford Substation is in the basement level of the Township Office building. Just to remind everyone, we are a 24/7, 365 operation. There's a yellow box right out front. No one's there. Push it. You'll get serviced. Oxford Substation is manned by 24 deputies and 1 officer manager, Lori Collier, who I think everybody knows. She's been here a long time, does a great job. Oxford Substation consists of 15 road patrol deputies, 2 direct patrol deputies, 2 detectives, 2 SROs, school resource officers, and 2 sergeants. My guys are sitting right over there, very proud of those guys, and me. Just to remind everyone of what each group does, I'd like to take a minute to speak about each one. The road patrol responds to all dispatch calls for service for non-emergency and emergency calls. We have averaged responding to 18,520 calls for the last 3 years, covering approximately 36 square miles of the township. The deputies do the initial investigation, provide the initial reporting for each incident as needed. They also provide proactive enforcement like traffic enforcement, building checks, extra patrols, just to name a few. Our detectives follow up on initial reports and specifically felony cases, which are more serious. They conduct and complete investigations. Most cases are presented to the prosecutor's office for a review and issuance of warrants/charges. Detectives work hand in hand with the prosecutor's office to adjudicate all these cases. They also work closely with our special units if needed to complete this goal. Oxford has been either number 1 or number 2 in clearance ratings for years with all the substations that we have in our department. The school resource officers and or detectives also, we have 1 school resource assigned to work at the high school and 1 assigned to work with the middle school. They both share responsibilities of the elementary schools between them, along with being responsible for all the school buildings, which are approximately 10 between 2 townships. School resource officers work exactly like detectives, but also provide uniform presence in our schools. They work very closely with our school officials to assist in any way they can. And both Scott Rafalski and Justin Barnes do a fantastic job. I'm sure all of you know. Our kids in the community love these guys. Our direct patrol officers, 1 works from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., the other works from 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. They help with road patrol while covering shift change, which reduces overtime costs. They can be directed to by supervision to handle specific needs in the community. A few examples are saturated patrols, extra presence at events. They also flex their schedule to accommodate the needs of the township. My uniform sergeant, Sergeant Doherty over there, mainly supervises the afternoon midnight shifts, but flexes shift if needed. Sergeant responds to calls for service and performs proactive duties. Also trains and mentors officers under his command. Sergeant runs our bicycle officers as well. They patrol the Pollyant Trail, subdivisions and special events, as I'm sure all of you have seen them going through. That's Sergeant Doherty over there. Assistant administration duties as well. My Detective Sergeant Rick Mezzo over there does a phenomenal job as well. Supervises the detectives and the school resource officers, along with uniform patrol on day shift. Serves as my second command in my absence. Works with community leaders and oversees all special events like Tough Mudder, Shop with the Hero, and Seymour Lake Celebration, just to name a few. Oakland County Sheriff's Office also has many things available at a moment's request. I would like to list a few. Helicopters, drones, our reserve program, our chaplain corps, our dive team, search and rescue, our alcohol enforcement unit, traffic unit, crisis response team, our auto theft unit, forensic techs and lab, our fugitive apprehension team, which goes after the worst of the worst, our narcotics enforcement team, excuse me, gang task force, canine unit, along with Comfort Canine, special investigation unit, warrants, our SWAT unit, property room, and dispatch center, just to name a few. We have provided police services to Oxford since 2000. I was one of the original officers that opened services here as a field training officer. I've been out here as a field training officer, sergeant, and lieutenant as a substation under both ranks. We started here with 9 officers, 1 detective, and 1 sergeant as a substation commander. You have seen how far we have come in that time. Our goal in 2026 is to keep providing the level of service that everyone is used to in Oxford. Our goal in 2026 is to keep providing the level of service that everyone is used to in Oxford. We will keep working diligently with leaders in the Oxford Township, like Jack Curtis. I love this guy. To not only maintain the professional excellence, but to always strive to make things better while being fiscally responsible, as we have always been. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve this community and to work with all of you these years. Thank you very much.
Boy, I get stuck following the cops. Always. First and foremost, thank you to the Chamber and Janine for inviting me to speak here today. The food, rock on. I think Kevin said I'm supposed to bring home a tray of sticky buns or something. I don't know. So again, thank you for inviting me. I'd like to, Lakita, I'm going to stick to the paper like my kids told me not to, right? Because the phone thing wasn't going to happen. I left my phone over there for that reason. I'd like to share a snapshot of the state of the fire department, where we are today, what we've accomplished, and the challenges and opportunities ahead. First, 2025 was our busiest year in department history. Last year, we responded to 2,249 calls for service, more than 1,800 of those being emergency medical responses. Of those EMS incidents, we transported 1,338 patients to local hospitals. These numbers reflect not only a growing demand for emergency services, but also the trust our residents place in us, us firefighters and paramedics during some of their worst days. One of our biggest operational challenges today involves EMS transport times. On average, where's our McLaren guy? Is he still there? Yeah, okay. One of our biggest operational challenges, again, EMS response times and transport times. On average, each EMS transport places one of our ambulances out of service for an hour and 41 minutes. That is time traveling to the call, to the hospital, waiting to transfer care, and returning to service. That's time that we cannot respond to another call, obviously. As call volume continues to rise, these extended out of service times place increasing strain on our resources and our personnel. Despite these challenges, we've made significant progress in strengthening our fleet and our infrastructure. In 25, we proudly placed our first new fire engine into service, and we are scheduled to receive a second new engine this fall. On the EMS side, we received our newest ambulance last year. We'll take delivery of 2 additional ambulances this spring and have a 4th scheduled to come late 27, early 28. These investments improve reliability, safety, and our ability to meet the increasing service demands for the community. We're also looking ahead to a major step forward in training. In the coming year, we are excited to begin utilizing our new training tower to its full extent, which will allow us to conduct more realistic hands-on training locally, improve readiness, while reducing travel time and training costs. Equally important to emergency response is prevention and education. And this is where our fire marshal and EMS divisions, led by Fire Marshal Franz and EMS Captain Snell, have made a measurable impact for the community. Through our Fire Marshal Division, we have installed more than 2,000 smoke and carbon monoxide detectors in over 400 residential units throughout Oxford. This program directly saves lives by ensuring early warning in homes that may not have otherwise had protection. We're proud to continue offering this program free of service to our residents. Our EMS division also remains deeply committed in community education. We continue to provide CPR classes for the public, empowering residents, employees, and business owners to act confidently in an emergency. In addition, we proudly offer an EMT class to students at Oxford High School, helping to develop the next generation of healthcare and public safety professionals while strengthening our local workforce pipeline. While equipment and facilities, and the equipment, the facilities, the prevention programs, they're critical. Our greatest ongoing challenge remains staffing. Like fire departments across the country and police and sheriff departments, right? We are facing a shortage of interest in public safety careers, particularly in communities like this where we're still growing for part-time and paid-on-call positions. This shortage impacts scheduling and places additional demands on our existing personnel. If this trend continues, we may be required to fill more full-time positions to maintain the service levels where we're at now, which carries long-term financial implications for the community. We're also facing new unfunded mandates from the Bureau of Fire Services, as I'm sure the police and sheriffs are with MCOLs, requiring additional continuing education to maintain firefighting certifications, along with increased training requirements to maintain EMS licensure. These mandates, while they enhance professionalism, obviously, and improve patient care, they also require significant time and resources without corresponding funding. In closing, despite our rising call volume, our staffing challenges, and increased regulatory requirements, your fire department remains committed to delivering professional, reliable, and compassionate service to this community. We're proud of what we've accomplished. We're realistic about the challenges ahead, and we're grateful for the support we get from our elected officials, our community partners, the schools, the chamber, and everybody else that's involved in this room here. Everybody has a role in this community, and we're so happy to be a part of it. Public safety and economic vitality go hand in hand, and we value the opportunity to continue working together to keep Oxford safe, resilient, and most of all, thriving. Thanks.
Yes, a little hot. All right, good morning, everyone. I am Tanya Milligan, superintendent, very proud superintendent of Oxford Community Schools. A couple people I want to introduce first. Gary Van Staveren, he is our public information officer. And trustee Ann Atchison, who is with our board of trustees. Gary has the Portrait of Progress. Many of you who live in Oxford community will have received this at home. However, we brought extras just in case, so you can see information, our financial information, progress that we're making. But this morning, I'm really here to celebrate our partnership, because it is so important to me. Now, some of you may know or you may not know, I just moved here a year and a half ago from Columbus, Ohio. Go ahead and get it out of your system. Go ahead, go ahead. Trust me, I'm used to it. But you know, what has struck me most is how welcoming everyone has been and how integrated I've become within this community, and it's meant the world to me. The three gentlemen who just spoke, Lieutenant Patterson, Chief Sowald, and Chief Majestic, They have been amazing partners with me in the school system. I have them on speed dial. Chief Majestic is amazing. Whenever one of my students has gotten in an accident or a family, he calls me directly. I can't tell you how much that partnership means to my ability to keep schools and students safe. So thank you for your partnership. I also want to highlight something fun and exciting. You know that we have a facility on Drainer Road that just opened up a year and a half ago. We are building an ASD center, that's Autism Spectrum Disorder Center. The reason I bring that up, first of all, if you drive on Drainer, you're going to see construction happening here soon. So this is very exciting. This has been a year in the making. But the funnest part of it for me is that we're not paying for it, which I love the most. As Jack knows, my life philosophy is if it's free, it's for me. And so I work really hard to partner with whoever can support our students, support our schools. The other aspect of our partnership that I'm really going to speak to is evidenced right here with these three young men from Oxford Middle School. Wave hello again, hello. It's been funny watching them during this time period. They're slowly sinking down in their seats. But you guys are doing a great job. I know how challenging this is, so well done. Our partnership between our schools and the business community, it really is the cornerstone to our student success. Whether it's a student seeing the science and logistics behind an operation like Sick Pizza, or a senior mastering professional soft skills in one of your offices, these experiences bring the classroom to life. When we collaborate on mentorships and internships, we aren't just teaching kids, we're building a more capable local economy together. Our relationship is truly symbiotic. Now here's where I become Debbie Downer. This is where I start talking about taxes. Wah, wah, wah. To keep this momentum going, the school must maintain a stable financial foundation. Next Tuesday, our Board of Education will vote to place an operating millage renewal on the August 4th ballot. Now, I had a video that I was hoping I could show you, but it's just wouldn't work out today, but thank you, Janine, for trying. We will hopefully send it out in the chamber newsletter. It's about a minute and a half. We'll help you better understand what an operating millage is. You really have to have like a PhD and some craziness to understand school financing in Michigan, but it does boil it down in about a minute and a half. However, in Oxford, this standard 18 mil levy on non-homestead properties represents approximately $7 million annually. These funds are the foundation of our daily operations. They pay for our staff, our academic programs, our bus fleet, and the safety of our facilities. I want to be very clear. This is a renewal. This is not a new tax. Your businesses are already paying this tax. This vote simply ensures that the $7 million currently supporting our students doesn't vanish when the current cycle ends this December. It's about maintaining the standards we have already established. Beyond the classroom, Oxford Community Schools serves as a vital engine for our local economy. By building skilled workforce through a ready-to-hire pipeline of career tech programs, we ensure our graduates have the real-world skills to become the employees who drive your businesses forward. We also recognize that top-tier schools are the primary driver of property and customer stability, protecting your real estate values and attracting the families who make up your daily foot traffic. Furthermore, we take pride in creating local dollars and local impact. As one of the community's largest employers and purchasers, we ensure tax dollars circulate right here in Oxford to support the ecosystem where your businesses thrive. Finally, we know that our schools are your best tools for growth and recruitment, providing the high quality of life you need to attract and keep top-tier talent in your own organizations. Our schools are the heartbeat of our economy. When we invest in our students, we're investing in the stability, reputation, and future of every business in Oxford. Thank you for being such an integral part of our mission and for your continued commitment to our community's future. Now, who would I be if I didn't come with freebies today? So, to celebrate our partnership, we've created these signs that say we support Oxford Community Schools. We have one for all the businesses here. All you need to do, and I know it's kind of tiny, but we have a QR code up here. Janine, if it's possible, before we leave, can we put it back up once everyone has had a chance to speak? Is it bigger now? To make it, oh, it's big. So I know you have fancy phones. If there's any way you can scan this, if not, we'll have it up. This is free. We made these for you to celebrate our partnership. You can put them in your windows. They come with the stabby things. You can put them in the ground, whatever works for you. But again, it's in celebration of you. It's in celebration of our partnership because ultimately we all benefit when we support schools. So make sure you scan the QR code. We will personally deliver this to you. And if you have any questions about the millage, we will be happy to answer those during our visit. Thank you very much. Thank you, Janine. Appreciate it.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Crossan. I am the new community specialist here at Independence Village of Oxford. I wanted to sincerely thank you for being here today. We are so grateful for the opportunity to host this beautiful breakfast and share a little piece of our home with you. The warm hospitality and delicious food you're enjoying this morning is something our residents experience on a daily basis. We're happy we could extend this experience to you. And speaking of this incredible breakfast, let's give a hand to Chef Brian. Chef Brian is truly a staple in the Oxford community. Many of you may have seen him around town giving back. He prepares meals for those in need through our local churches, provides Thanksgiving dinners for seniors at Hope Senior Apartments, and supports lunches at the Senior Center. His heart for service reflects exactly what we value at Independence Village. We deeply are honored to support our seniors for this wonderful town of Oxford. As an independent living community, we provide chef-prepared meals, housekeeping, and engaging activities, transportation, all designed to make life easier and more enjoyable. Our Life Enrichment Director program has been very special to us here. Laura Ashley has been with us since the day we opened our doors 24 years ago. Her dedication, creativity, and love for our residents shines through the meaningful activities, outings, and programs she brings to life each and every day. That consistency and heart is part of what makes our community feel like home. In addition, we are proud to partner with Corso Care, who provides 24/7 on-site care. With their support, we're able to assist residents with their activities of daily living, so they can age in place gracefully, safely, and with dignity. Our community is very special. Many of our residents have called Oxford home for the majority of their lives. We have a former high school superintendent, along with founders of local businesses whose legacies continue through their children. We have residents who've raised their families here and now watch their grandchildren grow up in the same town they love. When Independence Village was built in 2002, in this beautiful Waterstone subdivision, it was done intentionally to ensure that local seniors would always have a place right here in Oxford to call home. It is truly an honor to be here with you today, to open our doors and to share our home and our heart with this community. Thank you for your support.
With that, the community leaders that were selected this year were particularly selected in honor of our 150 years. We tried to choose persons that reflect that, and I'd like to invite Drew Holt and Jason Carter up to announce each of our winners.
Okay, well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Drew Holt, and I have the honor of serving on the board for the Northeast Oakland Historical Society and Museum here in our wonderful town of Oxford. Now, as historians, we rely upon written record in order to understand the past, because diaries fade, memories dim, and stories, as you know, can change over time. But journalism anchors a community's story in the moment that it happens. And a dedicated journalist does more than report events. They actually create a first draft of history. Every city council meeting covered, every school milestone photographed, every community triumph and tragedy carefully recorded. These become the threads that historians in the future will later weave together in the larger story of our town. Without journalists documenting the present, future historians would have little more than fragments. But because of journalists' steady and faithful work, generations to come will be able to look back and not just guess what happened here, they will know what happened here. When the Oxford Leader began publication in 1898, it set out to chronicle the life of this great town. And since 1985, journalist Don Rush has continued and carried that mission forward with dedication, with consistency, but most importantly, with integrity. Week after week, year after year, and decade after decade, Mr. Rush has documented our challenges, our celebrations, and even the quiet moments that together form the heartbeat of Oxford. Now, future generations would know the dates of major events, but not the context, not the voices, not the feeling of what it was actually like to live here in these times. But because of Don's work, historians decades from now won't have to guess what Oxford was like in these times. They will be able to read it. For 4 decades, 40 years, Don Rush has not simply written about our hometown, he has preserved it. Every article he wrote became a record. Every column that he penned captured a moment in time, and in doing so, he has given the gift to future generations of clarity and context. And so this morning, long after the headlines fade and the papers turn yellow, his work will continue to speak. And so now we honor a man who has spent most of his life preserving the story of our great community. Not in artifact or in archives, but in ink and in truth. And so now I'd like to present the Oxford Community Leadership Award to Mr. Don Rush.
Yay. See a lot of faces here I know. Jack, Mike, Majestic. By the way, I wish you could adopt me because I like your last name a lot better than mine. Rush is kind of so-so. Majestic's just kind of majestic. I don't know. Curtis Wright, everybody. This table over here I know. CJ Carnaccio, as far as I'm concerned, the best editor the Leader ever had. It only took 2.5 years for me to come back to town, and I noticed, I was very humbled, and thank you for this award, that as soon as I left, you guys erected a monument to me. It's right across from Mike's place. It's called Rush Cannabis. I knew you pulled some strings to make that happen. I think I should get some feedback. I don't know. Or maybe they need NIL? Does that count for old retired reporters? I don't know. Anyway, there's so many stories I've had in this town. How many of you have been to an autopsy? Oh, there was a murder victim. I had to go with the police chief, Frank Helsenbeck. How many have been flying around in a glider? Well, there used to be a gliding club north of town where you guys are looking to build another fire department on 24. There's so many stories. Indian Joe, who remembers Indian Joe? He was a homeless dude, used to walk around. Lee Classman was his real name. Stub Robinson was brought up earlier today. He was a barbershop dude, and his family had the longest run barbershop in Michigan until he passed away, I think in the 90s, or something like that, I don't know. Anyway, I would always go there every week, not to get my hair cut, because I would not let him touch my head, but because he told stories. His father, his grandfather, great-grandfathers shared their notes of the town, like the leader did, but they wrote it down in their journal. Mildred Schmidt, another wonderful person. I was blessed to be in this community in the early 80s, mid-80s, when there were still old-timers in town, and that meant they were born like 1900 and something like that. So I learned their stories, I loved their stories. And in writing for the Oxford Leader, I learned to love this community. And so I learned not just to report on what happened. I wanted to write stories and tell the story of what happened. If I go to a township board meeting and, I just think about it for a second, I'd say, oh, it's raining pretty bad. And then here's the lead. It might have been rainy outside, but Jack Kurtz didn't know of the storm that was brewing when they tried to bring a single hauler to the community. So there's a lot of things like that. A lot of people, a lot of stories, a lot of wonderful things this community is. And it's about community. About 4 weeks before I departed Oxford, didn't depart the earth, just Oxford, still living, I had written something in my column, and I just happened to come across it, and it kind of made sense. You all make the difference. You make a difference to your immediate surroundings, to yourself, your family, and your friends. You make a difference in your communities, whether it's your work community or the town you reside. You made a difference to me, and I am grateful to you. I'm just going to close. I have more, but that's whatever. I'm going to leave with a joke. Spring's coming. Thank goodness, And in this great state of Michigan, we have MSU, big agricultural research community. We have U of M, scientific discoveries. Well, they got together recently, and they were working on this, this problem in Michigan. Why are all these trees leaning south? Why? Well, they got together and they collaborated for once, and they figured out, Tanya, Ohio sucks.
Thanks, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, that's going to be a tough act to follow. I'll do my best here. Good morning, everybody. My name is Jason Carter, and I serve as the Chamber Treasurer here. It's my privilege to recognize an individual who has truly embodied the spirit of Oxford. The person I'm honoring today and I have been rooted in Oxford for most of our lives. We share a deep history, having grown up here and gone through the school system and planting our roots here. When the Chamber asked for nominations, I couldn't think of anyone more fitting. Our community is privileged to have such a citizen dedicated to preserving our local heritage. From his portrayals of historical figures during cemetery tours to sharing Oxford's story on social media, this individual is keeping our history alive for generations to come. His dedication to the Northeast, the Oakland Historical Society, and our museum deserves this recognition. Whether he is setting up quarterly displays at the Township Hall, acting as a tour guide, or meticulously maintaining our artifacts, he proves every day that he is Oxford through and through. So it is with my distinct honor to present the Community Leadership Award to my longtime friend, Mr. Drew Holt.
Okay, that was a surprise to me. Did not know that was going to happen. I love this town. Oxford is a great place to be. It's a great place to live. I grew up here. My friends, my family is all here, and everybody here knows it. More people continue to come because it's such a wonderful town. And so, 1837, the same year Michigan became a state, Oxford became a township, followed by the incorporation in 1876. And since that time, since the early settlers of Demingsburg all the way up, it's just been a wonderful place to live. And so I'd like to thank all the leadership from the village to the township, for supporting our history and continuing us forward, just like Don Rush with documenting our history. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Drew asked me weeks ago who the second awardee was, and I refused to tell him. So I want to thank everyone who came to attend this event. I want to thank our sponsors again, Independence Village for hosting us, our silver sponsor McLaren, and our tabletop sponsors, The View, and also Advanced Carpentry. If you didn't get a flyer and you think you might want to put an ad in our directory this year, please do pick one up at check-in. We will be we're partnering with The View to go out to 11,000 households this year with our directory, as well as 500 businesses. There will still be copies going out in our welcome bags for new residents, and then we'll also have copies if you want some in your businesses as well. So this is a much bigger effort than has been done previously, and we do hope you will support this effort. Additionally, there is a sign up front that has some of the events. Our events are posted on our website. They're in our weekly newsletters. And then also on our Facebook page, although I only build out a couple months at a time on Facebook because otherwise I find it kind of confuses people or clutters things up. But please do plan on attending events this year. And again, thank you. Independence Village has kindly asked that we move our celebrations out into the living room so they can reset the room for their next meal. Please do feel free to stick around and network in the living room outside of this room. And thank you again.